Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Paint the Kaiserborne. I'm your host, Trooper 6, as you already know. And welcome to episode 5. Pretty sure I can count. Welcome to episode 5 of the Kaiserborne. This is probably going to be our finale. Mostly because I do not want to stretch this to 6 episodes. So, I know I forgot that skull there. Don't worry about it, because there's probably going to be a lot of crap that I do off screen now. But we're going to try to get as much done on this as we can. Could even make this a little longer of an episode. I know the last episode was just a tad longer. But I realized that I'd forgotten to talk about one of the main things that I even wanted to talk about was I had a very interesting morning. Now, I know this is the next week for you guys, but this is literally 2 minutes later for me from last episode. So anybody who's binge watching this right now, hi. The bingers of Pungo. Anyway, the Pungo bingers. I don't know. So yeah, I had an interesting morning. I woke up and had to shower and everything. So I went and did that. There's skeleton bone. I'm going to get that damn thing before it drives me nuts. Excuse me. So yeah, I got my shower. And in my shower, I started off with what I'm listening to right now, which is Deftones. Drive Fast and Quiet. I don't know. Far Away. You guys know what song it is. And it's fucking fantastic. Beautiful music. Anybody who knows Deftones and likes them. Beautiful, beautiful music. But they can also very much depress me. But I was like rocking out to this, and then after that came Stay Together for the Kids by Blink-182. And that one can hit me heavy as well. And it wanted to, but I wouldn't let it. I just kind of kept rocking with it and going into more of a power mode, I guess. I don't know. It's whatever. But after that, I don't quite remember exactly what I was listening to, right? However, I do remember a certain band coming on. Well, I was looking through music suggestions, right? I was like, because I haven't known what the hell I want to listen to for a long time. This is Dark Stone by Army Painter that we're using. This is what you see, that nasty stone ass color. That is what we're going to go for on the cape. All right. But I want to get more off of this because I don't need to change the color of the cape. But we're going to give it some of that color. We gotta. On the raised parts, we gotta give it that coloring. Because the rest of the dry brushing will probably go a lot better. Ooh, you guys are going to throw me even more Deftones? That's fine. All right, so yeah, Deftones, right? But yeah, while I was going down my music list, I saw a band that I haven't been listening to. And I was like, dude, fuck it. I've been in such a damn rut and emotional wreck and mess, and that didn't really do much for a cape. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to listen to it. And it hit me pretty good, pretty hard. I didn't cry. I wanted to. But I just went with it. And it was Foo Fighters. And not that he needs it, or that it really matters, but I think I've forgiven Dave Grohl. I think so. Not that like I said, not that he needs my fucking forgiveness. He doesn't need any of it. Whatever he did is between him and his family, and I've stated that before, and it doesn't matter to like the rest of us in the real world and all this shit. It doesn't fucking matter. However, like I said, I'd be lying if I didn't if I said it didn't affect me somehow. And that's mainly because, you know, we looked up to Dave Grohl as like rock and roll dad, rock and roll daddy. Just to be disappointed with how human he is. And also that is why I say that I forgive Dave Grohl, because god damn it, he could have done something so much worse. Not trying to downplay what he did, but also it's not our fucking business. And let's face it, still like the Foo Fighters. There are times when I was like, damn, I want to listen to this right now, but this feels hypocritical. Like the lyrics, I'm like, how the fuck are you gonna sing about a love song and you're gonna fucking cheat on your... It's very dirty, it's very messy, but I could say, hey, it's not my problem. It's not my fucking life. But yeah, I think I'm over it. Because I didn't listen to him for a while. I didn't listen to them for a while, and shit, man, everyone's human. It's not like I haven't made my fucking mistakes. You know, unfortunately, yes, I have totally cheated. In the past, absolutely. I have done that, and I fucking hate it. It did not feel good. I was never pleased with myself, ever. And no matter how, I guess, bad or even toxic a relationship was, like, oh, they deserved it, you shouldn't fit. I never fucking felt good about any of it. And, you know, you could go into the whole, well, why the fuck did you do it? Or why did you continue to do it? Why'd you ever do it again? Because I was a stupid, horny teenager. The fuck you want? And I know that excuse only goes so far. You know, it kind of stops when you're not a teenager, because you really shouldn't be that stupid anymore. That impulsive. You know, grow the fuck up. But it just hit me, and I was like, I can, not that I couldn't, but I was like, I can enjoy you again. Thank you. I can fucking enjoy you again. I felt like I could. And it didn't feel like I needed someone else's permission to do so. It's just I felt like I personally could do it. And I was very excited, very pleased, very happy. Very happy that I was anywhere close to feeling like that again. Because I really do like Foo Fighters. They're great. And I still do like Dave Grohl. I don't watch too many of his like interviews or anything like that. I was never that kind of fan or whatnot. I don't know. But shit, man. Life's too short right now. And hell, a lot of people still listen to fucking Michael Jackson despite anything. And his allegations were just a little bit more serious, you know? We got out some Elven flesh for this. Oh, wow. Sorry, this is new Deftones that I have not heard, because lead singer is, I don't want to be rude and say chunky. He's older, so he has some weight to him. He doesn't look bad, though. He just looks more man. Not that he didn't before. It looks more, you know, like that dad man kind of thing. He's got that solid torso, but you wouldn't call him fat. He's got a nice solid face. Well manicured too. Good for you, man. But anyway, yeah. Very excited that I was able to listen to them again. And it really made me feel like full of life again. And I have not felt like that for, I don't know, It sounds worse. The more that I'm tripping on my words, it sounds so much worse. At least that's what I'm feeling like it is, and it's not. It's really not. Um, Sometimes I feel like David Foster Wallace, I swear. But it's just, it felt good to get back to something that I loved that much. Damn. That's all right. That's all right. Blend it. As you can see, we put a little bit too much of this ash gray on the cape right there. And that will be okay. Because the Nuln Oil is going to help us darken that right back up, and then we're going to go through and edge highlight with Mummy Robe. So even though it brightened all that up, we will be okay. All right. I don't even know what song this is right now. But yeah, then I had, right after feeling really good like that, then I had a little good reminder from Avatar. Thanks, guys, about addiction. And how that song I didn't realize was really about addiction at first. When I'm talking about Avatar, I'm talking about the Swedish metal band. I absolutely adore them. I've talked about them before, but they have a song called just listening to the lyrics again, I was like, yeah, this is really taking me to some places that I don't like thinking about anymore. You know, again, not that we were like seriously bad shit and all this and I'm traumatized. No, just not good people. I was not around good people for a long enough portion of my life. I almost want to say it was like a decade, which is goddamn, that is long. But that's okay. I don't need that song. Thank you, babe. Thank you. I'm not saying that was her fault. That was just... Let's see. We're going to go with Kings of Leon. The very first album, Youth and Young Manhood. Why not? Yeah, a little bit in there. All right. Just trying to get that a little bit. All right. As you see, we've jumped back and forth between the bass and the model a bit, and we're just about ready for edge highlighting. I want to say we're already there. So I'm going to get out our Mummy Robe, and I've had to keep it upside down because it is that low on us now. But we'll be okay. As you can see, we didn't do all that much. So we're off to a really good start there. Oh, excuse me. Let's see if this brush will work for us today. As my options are getting a little slimmer when it comes to certain things. All right. But you can see how we got this pretty flat. And that is going to be for our edge highlighting. Because as you guys know, when it comes to gray, I like to edge highlight not with matte white because it really is just too bright. And you'll be able to see that difference. So I use Mummy Robe because that's a nice off-white. And it highlights the gray just in a very nice, clean, special way. And as you know, we're not really going to go grimdark with this model. He's going to be standing here, just hoisting up his power axe. And I had to go with a power axe because honestly, I feel like the axes are, I want to say underutilized, but I guess that's not exactly accurate. Not a lot of chapters use them, and I know a lot of heretic chapters use them. You know, key example is the World Eaters. There's your key example of axe wielders, as they really do love their power axes. Space sharks, Kaiserbornes. The Kaiserbornes Astra are absolutely power axe wielders. They love the power axe. I want to say, just based on what I've read and context and art, that they have more power axes, or I mean, just more axes in general, power or chain, than any other chapter. That's what it seems like to me. Besides the World Eaters, like they'd be the ones to use them the most because they're savage. They're fucking savage. One thing I wish they would play up more at is like the Maori connection. Is the Maori way back, and I would dare say more primitive times. Man, their warriors were fucking vicious. Fucking vicious, man. I can't remember the name of their like elite warriors off the top of my head right now, but just their weaponry alone was impressive and scary. I like their jade clubs. Oh my god. And that's honestly my plan for future Kaiserbornes, is to do a way more Maori centered look. Damn, dude, this just might have to be 6 episodes. I don't want to do that, but it's whatever. Just trying to make sure I get this for you. So I do want to move on, but I love my Kaiserborne. In 19, and snow. Don't think my baby, don't take you down now. 9 o'clock in the morning, they'll go to me. All right. Whew, tough. I have never painted this armor design before. I know the only other one who has something like this will be the High Marshal Helbrecht model, which, for those of you that know, whenever I do get to the Helbrecht model, that will be the Kaiserborne chapter master, Willem Falhurst. Believe that's who I made the chapter master. It was going to be Wilhelm Falhurst, but I do like the name Willem. So, in honor of Willem Dafoe, for no reason. You guys can tell him that. That'll be fine with me. He'll be very confused. He'll be like, okay, 1, what the fuck is this? 2, who the fuck is that? 3, why do I care? 4, what? So what's really tricky about this right now is we're dancing on a very fine line of this is looking good and like fabric to this looks bad. So now you've messed up. Because the more of the paint that we dry brush onto this, onto the edges like this, the less paint we're going to have on our brush, of course, and the more chalky this is going to end up looking. And that's the tough part about edge highlighting sometimes and about dry brushing, because you can really end up with some like, shit kind of moments. Like you saw earlier, man, I had a mini panic attack about this model. And we were supposed to wait until after the Nuln Oil to do all this. But that just means we can do one more pass after the Nuln Oil. So with that, with the fact that we're at basically 21 minutes now, yes, this will have to be either just a 30-minute episode, which ain't a big deal, or we're going to have to cut it. Oh, I'm way off camera. See, it'd be real interesting whenever I can get the other camera angle going. Because then you potentially won't see any of this crap anymore, like the half on camera, half off, going, what the fuck? Hopefully it'll just all be in view for you, and you can go, sweet. So he really does just suck. And we can all have a good laugh. It'll be fine. Baby, don't give it like it used to be. Baby, don't give it like it used to be. But yeah, I felt like I had a very interesting morning. Not exactly the greatest of vibes, but definitely not the worst. It wasn't the best of times. It wasn't the worst of times. And there's the beginning of my dumbass novel. You watch. I'm going to try that. I'm going to fucking do it. It wasn't the best of times. 'Twas not the worst of times. 'Twas confusing times that no one understood what the fuck was going on. And what we did was poop our pants. Because no one understood what was happening, so we just didn't care. Started shitting our pants. Shitting them everywhere. See, this is what happens when an episode goes for too long. You start to see the insanity. It leaks through. It leaks through, man. I mean, speaking of which, my leg is bouncing like a motherfucker. It's probably a mixture of all kinds of nerves right now. A little bit of the caffeine, I'm sure. A little bit of the fact that we are closing in on the finish of this. A little bit of the fact that I'm excited and I want to paint other stuff too. And I gotta wait. All right. Sticking like a stone. Wow, wow. Man, you just don't get Southern rock like this anymore, man. And according to some people, you still don't get it with even Kings of Leon these days. And that's a shame, because I feel like they are a very specific country sound. Like, yeah, they're rock, but this is where I call it like Bayou rock. Because they sound like they grew up listening to Creedence Clearwater, like I did. But that these guys are definitely from Louisiana. Like, they actually know what a hard day's work on a farm is like. So that ought to be interesting. All right. Come on. we almost got this. All we really got to do is get this. And then we can hit it with some Nuln Oil. Whew! And then we can finally wait for that to dry before we touch up with last minute highlights. And put this motherfucker to rest. Put him on the shelf. Oh, it's so cute, dude. My daughter painted her first Space Marine. She really wanted to paint one, so I handed her one that I had. And my God, she painted it, and then she wanted it up on the shelf right next to Daddy's. And I was like, dude, this is the fucking cutest thing ever. My God. It's so amazing that she wants to paint. I just wanted artistic children to begin with. And I feel like all children are fucking artistic. And I am saying artistic, thank you. I'm not calling all your children's fucking autistic morons or anything. Not that needed any kind of clarification, but, you know, people are crazy. The fuck you trying to say? Oh, I'm sorry. I was saying words, and I wasn't saying anything against yours. All right. I think because we're at the stage that we're at, that we're going to go ahead and glue him together. I think we're finally going to do that. So let's do that. You know what really sucks? Just the other day, I was putting some stuff up. It was yesterday. I was putting some stuff together. I was going to do a display of all my Kaiserborne. Minus the Dreadnought, because he will not fit with everyone else. And son of a bitch, my turntable died. I don't know how. The motor most likely just killed over. It's whatever. But I was like, damn. So I posted a rest in peace meme for that. Because, well, shit. That's no more. It's a shame, but I'd been wanting a bigger one. So just like your ex, I found a bigger one. I just realized as I'm putting this on that I did not dry brush or edge highlight the red whatsoever. So we will have to do that. We're going to get out our... You know what? We're not going to get out the demonic yellow because it's just too dark. It's too rich. It's too rich. We're going to get out moon dust. I hope that my thought process is correct on that. I hope. Because I don't want to use too much yellow. I don't like using the yellow on the red too much. But we got to take a lot off. All right. I'm almost shaking because I'm so nervous. My brain honestly just tried to pull a fast one on me. It was trying to get all concerned about work, and I was like, you fucker. You know I don't care. Shut up. The only anxiety for work that I have is, God damn it, I have to go back now? Why can't I just be with my family? All right, so the tip of that we are going to also do real quick. We're approaching 30 minutes. You know what? We'll just have to get that off camera. And basically, I'm going to do the same thing that I've been doing. I'm going to take the black, then I'm going to take this brush, and then I'm going to darken up the tip like it has some scorch marks. But I would like to get him put together for you guys so you can see him in his full glory. And you know what? Considering the time, you're going to have to see him on the turntable, I think. But I might get him set up for you. Get off. I don't know why I'd put the lid back on it in the beginning, in the first place. You know what I mean? Know what I mean, Vern? Oh man, I was trying to get my kids into Ernest P. Worrell. Didn't necessarily work. This motherfucker does not want to sit right. And I know you're in the right spot. Okay. You just want to be a douche? So we're going to have to put a bigger glob, which I don't like doing. But there we go. Get that shoulder up there. Whew. Get this other shoulder. So you guys can see a loose depiction of him. Because then, yeah, I am just going to have to do things off camera. All right. Not too shabby. He's coming together quite nicely. And we're going to get that head on there. We're going to have to fix that head on there. Gonna have to fix that head. Not really the lenses, but the face mask below the lenses. Whew. Man, that head looks small on that model. Whew. But I'll be damned if this shit don't look really nice. Really nice. And then here comes the final piece of the puzzle, guys. Is the backpack. It's real tough to keep that on there. Because it's, you know, the backpack is not exactly quote unquote compatible. Oh, man, look at that. Oh my god. Oh, that looks so cool. So you guys will see this in just a minute on the turntable. I am going to, of course, fix him up off camera, get some Nolan oil, redo some of the edge highlighting, and then you guys will see this bad boy in full turntable glory because I have to wait on the new turntable to get here. But either way, until next time, I will see you guys on the next round. I will fix this too. Stay happy and healthy. Thank you very much for stopping by for this long-ass episode of the Kaiserborne. Stay tuned for more of the Sanguine Heresy stuff. I have a lot more planned. Yeah, either way, I'll see you guys next time, all right? Later.